Hey y'all, and welcome to Styles by Honey. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tap that bell so you don't miss any notifications. And if you're a returning subscriber, you already know you lit. Welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be showing you all how to do a knotless box braid. Some people call it individual, some people call it plaits, but either way you call it, we're going to be doing the knotless method. So I started off by parting the hair in a box that would be slightly larger than the box that I would use for a traditional plait. And then I moisturized it with beeswax and I sectioned the hair into 3 equal parts. Now this isn't the way I usually braid, but because I recorded this video 2 times before and my big old hands were in the way, I wasn't able to clearly show how I was adding the pieces of the hair. So I'm going to be braiding over, and just to be able to show you how I add in the small pieces of hair. With the traditional plait, you would add in 1 or 2 pieces of hair that will equal up to the size of the plait that you want. But with knotless plaits, you would split that piece of hair that you have for that traditional plait into 6 equal parts, or like how I did, I split it into 4 small parts and 2 slightly bigger parts. It really depends on how long you want your braid to be and how thick you want it to be as well. So if you wanted a small long plait, you would add more pieces of thin hair. If you get what I'm saying, like you would add more pieces or more small pieces of Kanekalon hair. And if you wanted a thick braid, you would add more thick pieces of Kanekalon hair. And if you wanted a short small braid, you add less pieces of thin Kanekalon hair, and if you wanted a short thick braid, you would add more pieces of thick Kanekalon hair. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but hopefully it does. So now, as you can see, my fingers look a little bit awky, plaiting this hair down. Like I said, this isn't the way that I usually braid, but I figured that this is the best way for me to show you how I was adding the hair in. And now I'm showing you how I tuck the hair color, but with knotless braids, I don't think it really matters because I think it'll look better if you let the pieces of your natural hair show, because it'll give it more of an ombre look. And this is how that medium-sized knotless braid turned out. As you can see, it's even all the way down, and the ends are nice and sleek and neat and perfect and beautiful. Yes. Okay, so now I'm parting off a section of hair to show you how I would do a smaller knotless braid. And once again, the box will be slightly larger than the size of the plait, but it's smaller than the box that we had before for our first plait. Another tip for box braids, whether they're the traditional kind or knotless, you should always moisturize your client's hair and make sure that whatever product you're using on the base of their hair, the roots, you use it on their ends to ensure that their ends don't stick out of the braid. So, to this knotless plait. Now I'm going to be showing you all how I would usually do a knotless plait. And basically, I feed the pieces of hair in as if I would with a feed-in braid. So, I'm going to show you again. I add in the hair, and another thing I do is I roll the hair in my fingers to make it easier for my other fingers to grab. So I add in 1 piece, I braid down, and then I add the second piece. I mean, it's 1 piece, but you see what I'm talking about. Okay. Now remember how I said I start this knotless plait out like I would be doing a feed-in braid? Once you get going, you can flip your hand around like this and continue braiding down like a regular plait. Now if your plait starts to get a little bit thin, I'm going to show you how you can add a small piece of hair into the plait to make sure that your braid stays the same size all the way down. And when you do this, it has to be a tiny piece. If that tiny piece isn't enough, then you add in another tiny piece. But you have to make sure that you're adding in little by little because you want it to be seamless. And I'm going to show you, this is where I added the hair in, and you can't even tell because it's all the same size. I remember I told you I recorded this video 2 times before. These are the knotless braids that I did before for the other videos. And now, last but not least, I'm going to be showing you all how to do a bigger size knotless braid. So I did a small, medium, and large. Now these aren't what I consider small, medium, and large, but you can clearly see they're 3 different sizes. So we're just going to call them small, medium, and large. So I got a big box. I sectioned out into 3 parts. I moisturized the hair, detangled the section of hair from the root to the end. And then I start braiding down like a feed-in braid. And because this is a bigger braid, I'm also going to be adding in bigger pieces. The first couple of pieces are still going to be smaller than the last ones, but each section of hair or each piece of hair that I'm grabbing is going to be bigger than the other braids that I did.
What we do here is go back.
Always remember to make sure your 3 strands are 3 equal parts. So if you have to move hair from one part to the next to make them even, then that's what you gotta do to make sure that your plait is the same size going all the way down. And this is how our biggest size knotless braid turned out. Thanks so much for tuning in to my video today, y'all. If you like what you saw, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs up anyway. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to tap that bell so you don't miss any notifications. Thanks so much for y'all support. I love y'all so much.